Hey viewers! Today, we'll explore the light-hearted secrets people have kept from their partners that won't get them in serious trouble. Let's get started.
What is something non-serious that you keep from your partner that wouldn't ruin the relationship?
I occasionally buy a small box of chocolates that I keep secret.
Same. But with chocolate pudding, and I call it Mommy's secret pudding because no one but me can find shit in the fridge.
I have a 50-plus page Word doc with 500-plus notes, where I've kept the dates of funny events and milestones for our kids over the last 10-plus years. I'll let my wife see it eventually.
You know those little blurbs of statistics that play during sports broadcasts? She loves to tell me what they say, so I pretend I didn't read them. Example, her, "Hey insert player, is shooting over 40% from 3 at home games this month." Me who totally saw that. Really? That's crazy.
Whenever I'm annoyed with him, or anyone for that matter, I talk/rant to myself in the car and record it. Then I listen to the recording and go "yeah fuck them, lol."
This is so unhinged and low stakes. I love it so much.
My husband doesn't necessarily care about his birthday enough to tell anyone about it or make any sort of deal about it. He also doesn't have any social media where it will remind people. I text his friends, my friends, and our families to ensure they wish him a happy birthday. When we talk at the end of the day, he'll tell me all the people who wished him happy birthday. He'll say, "It's nice so and so remembered my birthday." He's pretty low-key about everything, and we both understand that people are busy with their own lives. But I just want him to be reminded that he is loved and people care, even if they don't remember the date.
When I say I need to go sleep, I don't always sleep. I like to have a little me time and listen to YouTube videos before I close my eyes and relax for a bit. We don't live together. Pretty sure he won't break up with me for that. I think almost everyone does this.
My husband gets excited about bag fries when we get fast food, so when I pass out the food I always take a few of my fries and toss them in the bottom of the bag.
Mine is that the days I tell him I'm not feeling well and I don't want to snuggle, 9 times out of 10 it's because I'm gassy and I don't want to blow non-stop stinkers from cuddling.
We use rock, paper, scissors to settle a lot of minor decisions, and I know he chooses rock every time, so I always win. I don't know why he does it, but it works for me.
Sometimes I look up spoilers for shows we're watching, because I get stressed, but I never let on and always pretend I have no idea what's coming so I don't inadvertently spoil anything for him. It's fascinating to see the playful dynamics in relationships, some of which we can relate to. Oh, the things we do for our loved ones, and also for a stash of that chocolate. Let's continue with the comments.
That I shave my chin if it's black, which hairs daily.
My husband and I own a 300 to 500 cow organic dairy farm, and I have all the cream in the world and it's delicious. But there's one problem with it. It's really hard to make whipped cream from. It has to be separate from the milk completely and not sit too many days. So when we feed our company dinner and a fruit dessert with whipped cream, I secretly buy store-bought heavy whipping cream and use that. My husband loves to brag about serving farm food that we produced, so I just don't tell him and I'm going to keep my lie to myself. But my butter is honestly the best.
I hide ice cream bars in the freezer.
Sometimes I'm quiet because I really don't have much to say. He likes to hear my every passing thought, which is nice, but sometimes speaking those thoughts out loud and discussing them is just too much work and I'd rather just be quiet.
I don't usually admit to farting, even when he has tears in his eyes from the fumes, and I was the only other person in the room.
Tom Hiddleston. He wouldn't care at all, but I like to keep Tom all to myself.
The only lie I have ever told my husband, we were on a night drive and spotted a grey animal that had been struck by a car. My husband asked me if it was a cat, and I told him it was a raccoon. He loves cats and was super upset, so I lied. 9 years in, and it's still the only lie I've ever told him.
How disgusting I think I actually am. I have very low self-esteem, but I pretend that I'm okay. If he really knew what I thought about myself, he would undoubtedly try to fix it. He tries to fix everything for me. He's such a good human, so I don't tell him stuff because it's not his responsibility.
Occasionally when I'm driving to his house, I stop for fast food and eat it in my car in the parking lot. I don't let him know that I stopped and don't bring him anything.
She probably knows it, but sometimes I say I'm going to sleep and don't actually sleep. I watch documentaries or read cause I need a little bit of alone time every now and then.
I can't stand his favorite band. I think the music is so irritating, repetitive, unoriginal, and just awful. He loves them and finds the music really positive and uplifting, so I'll never tell him because I don't want to spoil it for him.
When he's having a really bad day, I'll reach out to his mom and say that he misses her. She will usually call him that day, or the next, but it always makes him feel a lot better. He thinks she has a special sense and knows when to call him when he's feeling bad. It's really cute. He lights up when talking to her. She's a great parent.
I hide my toothpaste because he squeezes it out like a heathen and leaves it open and goopy, and I hate brushing my teeth with half-dried up toothpaste from a tube that looks like it was in a car crash.
Not in a relationship, but when I was, my fanfics. What I ship, what shows I'm reading, what genre, etc. It's my private little fun world just for me.
My wife has memory problems, so I like to tell her the same jokes/funny stories multiple times to get the laugh. Also, if I don't stick the landing the first time, I get a do-over.
I'm secretly putting money aside to obtain my MBA and him a new vehicle. I do the budget, so I'm just slipping the money every 2 weeks into savings. Can't wait to see his face when he realizes he has his car to trade in plus a nice lump sum of cash to minimize payments. He also has no idea I'm even in an MBA program. Since I work from home, I can do my work/exams during the day.
As they say, some secrets shall remain unknown. Whether it's protecting our partner's feelings, indulging in guilty pleasures, or simply needing a bit of alone time. These revelations give us a peek into the colorful tapestry of relationships. Moving on.
I make sure to shave my fingers and toes right before he inevitably walks into the bathroom while I'm showering and tries to make conversation about nothing. Our shower is see-through, so I know he's just there to check me out and be annoying.
Me and my boyfriend have said I love you to each other, but I'm seriously holding back on saying just how much. I adore him with every fiber of my being. He makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and I feel like a complete idiot. Especially if I've had some weed or a drink. I'll just be sitting there getting misty over how much love I have for him. I don't say anything because it's still newish, and I don't want to freak him out.
I've already started planning our wedding on Pinterest.
My husband hates sour cream, but sometimes I have to use it to cook, and he never notices.
I brag about her constantly to everyone because she's so awesome. She would be embarrassed if she found out.
When we've kissed and hugged each other goodnight, and he rolls over to go to sleep, I snug my back up to his and pull my phone out to scroll for a bit and order stuff on Amazon.
When I take laundry with me to work during night shift, I use the industrial hotel laundry machines, not the guest coin laundry he told me to use. I can get the entire household fresh, clean clothes in under an hour, without disturbing any guests, or I can make a bunch of noise in the coin laundry to get one load done every 2 hours. If I had any doubt in my ability to keep those machines running, I wouldn't touch them, but I've been in housekeeping off and on for decades. A little extra color in the uniform cycle isn't going to hurt anything, but he would be embarrassed and annoyed if I told him the truth.
That sometimes when I'm not texting/snapping back, it's because I want to be alone. I don't want to be alone because he upset me or I'm sad. I just like to spend time by myself on my back porch listening to birds.
He has to know by now that he's the best part of my day.
I almost didn't go on our first date. I was comfy at home and just didn't feel like going out would be worth the hassle. 5 years later, we're going strong. I never had the heart to tell him.
He will be doing something classy, like sketching while listening to Debussy and sipping tea, and I will sit next to him on the couch calmly reading the horniest fairy books ever written.
He says no dog on the bed. She's been on the bed for her entire 9 years every time he's away for work. She knows she's allowed when he leaves because that's the first thing she does when he goes out the door.
Don't tell him about a place I shaved that I'm so ashamed of.
I have a note full of all his favorite foods, movies, songs, etc. I misplace shirts of his that I find to be unflattering. We were recently looking for one of our cats. We found her when he happened to find one of his shirts all bunched up under the bed. I blamed the cats. He bought it.
When I'm annoyed at him, I slap his towel and make faces at it. One time I sneezed on it, but it's okay because I was doing laundry that day. Very satisfying.
I have a special journal I have devoted to venting just about my husband's bullshit so that in the next fight when he goes, "How have I been? Insert asshat behavior here," I can give real examples, from writing memory. I forget details otherwise. I was also never taught how to have conflict resolution conversations growing up, so it helps prepare my thoughts before talking to him.
Other people's confidences. Sometimes lies couldn't hurt, especially if it's to quietly express love for their partner or to protect other people's confidences. Let's hear the remaining comments.
This one. I've known my best friend for 15 years. He confides in me a lot. I don't tell my husband about his relationship drama and other struggles because it's not my story to tell. If my best friend wants my husband to know, he will talk about it when we are all together. If he tells just me, then it stays with just me. I would expect my husband to do the same for his close friends.
That I'm bisexual. And that I was a stripper when I was a teen/early 20s. I don't hide it. I'll make comments about other women being beautiful, but I have no desire to date or hook up with a woman or anyone else while I'm in a relationship. And the conversation always turns into a "can we have a three-way?" or hitting on other women in front of me, or making comments about women or getting jealous of female friends who aren't even gay or who I don't see like that. It's just exhausting and not worth it. I'm still a woman. Treat me with the same respect as a straight woman, you know? I mean, I go to Pride and I'm vocal about the gay community, and I think he's suspicious as he's made comments like, "I think you check out women more than I do," which we laugh off. And if he'd ask, I would be honest. But right now it just has zero effect on our relationship. The stripper thing, same thing. Or they just assume I'd fuck for money. Which no, I never did. Or it just turns into this negative idea of who I've been. But I was a kid. I needed money and it was a good way to get a lot of it. And it slingshot me out of getting into any worse trouble since I experienced a lot and saw a lot in that industry.
My weight. I know where the $20 Walmart RC car that he hadn't opened in 2 years is. Goodwill.
I don't think I consciously keep anything from my partner. I might not talk about some stuff like the terrible TV shows I watch or updates from a high school friend's life drama, but it's not a secret, just I know he wouldn't care.
That I have 2 annoying ugly ass hairs that grow on my chin and have to pluck every 2 to 3 weeks.
That I get Botox and have gotten my lips done. He's very frugal and has commented on women in shows we watching having a lot of work done and saying how bad or fake they look. Just something I feel like he would judge me for.
I hate that he shaves his pubes. I don't want it to be all wild and overgrown, but it just kind of feels weird when it's all smooth.
I hide my snacks and drinks from him that I don't want to share. He eats stuff quickly and sometimes I don't get the chance to enjoy them. I fully suspected he had a micro penis because of the way he kept putting off sex when we started dating. I thought to myself, this f***er thinks I'm going to overlook his dick because I have feelings for him. I have snapshots of our text conversations that I think are really meaningful or funny as hell. I know a lot of random trivia shit, but sometimes I pretend not to so he thinks he taught me something. It makes him feel cool.
When I'm irritated with him, he gets his contact changed to a pic of a really messed up possum and renamed Mr. Grouch. To be honest, he'd think it was funny and it makes me less irritated.
I had a threesome when I was 18. Writing it like that sounds blasé, but it was horrible. I was a naive virgin and I don't even know why I let them. Only people that know are the 2 men. My ex-best friend. A random guy on a night out. And my mom because it upset me. I've just never told my fiancé. I don't see the point of telling him now. It was a different life. And I think he'd be like, "Why are you telling me this now?" It's not relevant. It has no bearing on our life together. I do still feel ashamed of it though.
I use the bathroom completely naked at home. I'm not all about anyone busting in while I'm on the pot. We have a guest bathroom, no kids, that I claimed. Which she is okay with because she has an entire master bathroom to do as she pleases with. So behind locked doors, I'm just naked and taking me time. I don't rush myself and I think it's healthy that I don't.
My Reddit username.
Well, we just heard a delightful array of secrets, from the charmingly quirky to the heartwarmingly sweet. It's evident that in every relationship, there are hidden layers of individuality that add depth and thrill. Do you have non-serious secrets that you keep from your partner? Spill the beans with us in the comments.